Wayne Gretzky's nickname, the Great One, works well to describe how good he has been in the NHL. After breaking over 60 hockey records, it is no surprise that Wayne Gretzky is known as the Great One. Wayne Douglas Gretzky, regarded as the best hockey player to ever step foot on the ice, was born on January 26, 1961 in Brantford, Ontario, Canada. Gretzky began skating at quite a young age and was known for his precision and hard work. In his childhood, Gretzky spent much time on the ice developing his skating, shooting, and passing skills. As a result, Gretzky frequently played in leagues geared toward older boys, though the age and physical distinctions between Gretzky and his competitors were minimal. In the final year of his junior ice hockey career, he scored an astonishing 378 goals. Gretzky received a lot of attention for his amazing skills. Gretzky's game had already made an impact across Canada by the time he was a teenager. He was the third pick in the 1977 Ontario Major Junior Hockey League Midget Draft and played well for the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds that season. Gretzky's destiny as an NHL star was solidified at the 1978 World Junior Championships in Quebec City, where he represented his home nation and led the tournament in scoring. This was the time when he officially entered the NHL. Gretzky joined with the Indianapolis Racers of the upstart World Hockey Association in the fall of 1978. At the age of 17, he was North America's youngest major league athlete, but he only played 8 games for the Racers. However, not long after Gretzky arrived, the organization folded and sold its youthful talent to the NHL's Edmonton Oilers. In the fall of 1979, Gretzky began his first full NHL season. As he had at every other level, he swiftly began to dominate the competition, scoring an incredible 51 goals and 86 assists on his way to earning the league's Hart Memorial Trophy, which recognizes its most valuable player. This was the first time a first-year player had received the award. By the beginning of his second season with the Oilers, the WHA had merged with the National Hockey League, and he had quickly taken the league by storm. Edmonton soon became a championship powerhouse. With Gretzky leading the way, the Oilers won the Stanley Cup in 1984, 1985, 1987, and 1988. Gretzky continued to break records as his team triumphed, posting incomprehensible statistics. In 1982, he became the first player to reach 200 points, setting a single-season record at 92 goals and 120 assists. His finest season may have been 1986, when he scored 52 goals and set an NHL single-season record with 163 assists. Now, with the large numbers came a lot of praise from Canadian hockey enthusiasts. Gretzky grabbed Canadian sports fans in ways that few other athletes have. The Wayne Gretzky doll was available on toy store shelves, and in 1983, the Canadian government created an official Wayne Gretzky dollar coin. The player's modest, humble demeanor aided his famous status by ensuring that he wouldn't do anything off the court to ruin his reputation. But then, the unthinkable happened. In the summer of 1988, the Oilers moved Gretzky to the Los Angeles Kings for a bevy of players, draft picks, and cash. Speculation has centered on the precise cause for the trade. Popular opinion has long held that Gretzky, who had recently married actress Janet Jones, pushed for the deal to help his wife's career.
Trade Wayne Gretzky to Los Angeles.
The NHL forced the move because it was concerned that its most valuable asset was being wasted in Edmonton. However, Gretzky made his Kings debut in the fall of 1988. Over the next 8 seasons, he commanded the franchise, not dominating the league as he once did, but still establishing himself as the NHL's top player. In 1993, he even led the team to the Stanley Cup Finals when they were defeated by the Montreal Canadiens in 5 games. He left the Los Angeles Kings in 1996 to join the St. Louis Blues. After only 1 season with the organization, he was then traded to the New York Rangers, where he spent 3 more seasons before retiring in 1999. Gretzky is certainly hockey's most dominant scorer and its greatest player as well. Overall, he owns or shares 61 NHL records, including the most career goals, which is an astonishing figure of 894, 1,963 assists, and 2,857 points. After playing his last game, Gretzky said that not only is he mentally ready to retire from the game, he is physically ready to retire as well. "It's hard. This is a great game, but it's a hard game. I'm ready," he said after his very last game. But we all know it was a tough decision for Gretzky to leave the NHL, and most people think that it was his home life that tarnished his legacy. Gretzky's departure caused a lot of bad blood in Edmonton, and his new wife, or would-be actress, was blamed for the trade. And his tenure as coach of the Coyotes was not particularly successful. But those were hockey matters, and the majority of the hockey community continued to embrace his greatness based on his on-ice record. However, Gretzky's legacy had begun to fade in past years due to his family more than hockey. It all began in 2006 when Gretzky's wife, Janet Jones, was the subject of a federal investigation into an illegal gambling ring. In the end, then Coyotes assistant Rick Touche was jailed, and reports emerged that Jones had bet up to $100,000 on various events. Although Gretzky angrily denied any wrongdoing and stated that he was unaware of Jones's alleged gambling habits, he said that he was uninformed of the scope of the inquiry until it became public and that he had fully cooperated with law enforcement officials. Despite his denials, the incident involving Gretzky and his family tarnished his reputation and called into question his judgment and ethical conduct. Following the scandal, Gretzky remained mainly out of the public glare, focusing on his family and his work as head coach of the Phoenix Coyotes. While the scandal had an impact on Gretzky and his family, he stayed committed to the sport of hockey and is still considered as one of the greatest players in NHL history. But things started to get a lot worse when Gretzky's daughter Paulina went viral on X, back then Twitter, in 2012 after uploading provocative photos. Her account since had been deactivated, but she caused quite a stir with some of the photos that she freely shared. When Gretzky was dominating the NHL in the 1980s and 1990s, the media was much easier to control. A superstar player such as Gretzky or Michael Jordan could modify his image to maintain their popularity. But in this day and age where social media reigns supreme, it is no longer possible to predict the news. Unfortunately for the Great One, he could not control his daughter's iPhone or his wife's parlays, and because of this, his legacy started to suffer. In addition to these concerns, Gretzky was chastised for his role in the 2002 Salt Lake City Olympics and allegations of preferential treatment for the Canadian men's hockey team. Gretzky, as the executive director of Team Canada, was accused of wielding undue influence over the selection process and displaying preference to specific players, resulting in anger and strife among the team. While Gretzky denied any wrongdoing, the scandal surrounding the Olympic squad overshadowed Canada's gold medal victory and tarnished Gretzky's reputation as a hockey ambassador. Yet the controversies don't end there, and Gretzky found himself in hot water when he was seen in a betting commercial. Two of the biggest stars ever in hockey, Connor McDavid and Wayne Gretzky, came together to promote what was on the small screen, BetMGM, which is known to be one of many sports betting services that have saturated NHL broadcasts with advertising since the US and Canadian governments allowed single-game betting, depending on well-known names, to do so. But ultimately, the betting ad incident serves as a warning story about the risks of being a celebrity and the scrutiny that comes with it. Despite his stature as a hockey legend, Gretzky became engaged in a scandal that threatened to ruin his name and legacy. However, his resilience and resolve to move past the issue helped him maintain his standings as one of the sport's most revered characters. Needless to say, it didn't change his GOAT status.